Welcome. Today we're making a classic English breakfast, step by step. Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Here's everything you'll need. Fresh eggs, bacon, sausages, mushrooms, tomatoes, beans, and toast, all ready to go. Let's get started in this welcoming kitchen and cook a delicious English breakfast together, one step at a time. Start by heating your frying pan over medium heat. Add a small amount of butter or oil and let it melt until it shimmers but doesn't smoke. Lay the bacon strips flat in the pan, making sure they don't overlap. You should hear a gentle sizzle as they hit the surface. Watch as the bacon begins to sizzle and the fat starts to render. The edges will slowly turn golden and curl up. Use a spatula to flip each strip after a couple of minutes. This helps both sides cook evenly and develop a rich golden color. Keep the bacon in a single layer and adjust the heat if needed. Let it cook until the fat is mostly rendered and the strips look crisp. For extra crispiness, let the edges brown and the bacon darken slightly, but don't let it burn. The sizzling will slow as moisture cooks off. When the bacon is golden and crispy, it's ready to come out of the pan. Turn off the heat. Use a spatula or tongs to lift the bacon onto a plate lined with paper towels. This helps absorb any extra grease. Arrange the crispy bacon neatly on your plate. It should be golden, crunchy, and ready to enjoy. Leave the rendered bacon fat in the pan. It's perfect for cooking the next ingredients. Place your raw sausages gently into the hot pan, spacing them out so they don't touch. This helps them brown evenly on all sides. Let the sausages sizzle for a minute or two, then check the bottoms for a light golden color before turning. Use tongs or a fork to gently turn each sausage. Rotate them every minute to ensure all sides cook evenly. Watch as the sausages develop a golden brown crust. This caramelization adds flavor and a delicious texture. Keep turning the sausages so they brown uniformly. If needed, adjust the heat to prevent burning. Look for a deep golden color and a slight crispness on the outside. This means they're nearly done. When the sausages are fully cooked and firm to the touch, remove them from the pan. Use a spatula to transfer the sausages to a plate lined with paper towel to absorb any excess oil. Arrange the perfectly golden brown sausages on your serving plate, ready to join the rest of your breakfast. Wipe out the pan if needed, and get ready for the next step, cooking mushrooms and tomatoes. Start by slicing the mushrooms evenly, about a 1/4 inch thick. Add them to the hot pan in a single layer so they brown nicely. Next, slice the tomatoes in half and place them cut side down beside the mushrooms. This helps them caramelize and develop rich flavor. Let the mushrooms and tomatoes cook undisturbed for a minute, allowing the mushrooms to release their juices and the tomatoes to start softening. Gently stir the mushrooms and tomatoes with a spatula, making sure all sides get contact with the pan for even browning. Watch as the mushrooms turn golden and the tomatoes begin to blister. Their colors will deepen and the aroma will intensify. The tomato halves will soften, their edges caramelizing, while the mushrooms develop a rich, savory color. Continue cooking until both vegetables are lightly golden and tender, stirring occasionally to prevent sticking. Season generously with salt and freshly ground black pepper. This brings out their natural sweetness and enhances the flavor. Let them cook for another minute, stirring gently until the mushrooms and tomatoes are caramelized and tender. Once golden and fragrant, the mushrooms and tomatoes are ready to plate or keep warm for serving. Start by grabbing a can of baked beans. Use a can opener to carefully remove the lid, watching out for any sharp edges. Next, place a small saucepan on the stove and set the burner to medium heat. Pour the baked beans into the saucepan, making sure to scrape out every last bit with a spoon. Stir the beans gently with a wooden spoon to prevent sticking and ensure even heating. Let the beans heat up slowly, stirring occasionally until they begin to gently simmer. Once you see small bubbles at the edges, reduce the heat to low and keep stirring so the beans don't burn. When the beans are hot and steaming, they're ready to serve. Give them one last stir for a smooth, creamy texture. Spoon the beans onto your plate while they're still piping hot. Enjoy. Start by preheating your pan over medium-low heat. Let it get hot, then add a small knob of butter or a drizzle of oil to coat the surface evenly. Crack each egg gently on a flat surface, then open it directly over the pan, letting the yolk and white slide in without breaking the yolk. Let the eggs cook undisturbed. The whites will begin to set around the yolks, which should stay bright and whole. For sunny side-up eggs, avoid flipping. If you like softer yolks, cover the pan with a lid for a minute to help the top set while keeping the yolks runny. Watch for the whites to turn opaque and the edges to crisp up slightly. The yolks should remain glossy and just set on top. For extra texture, let the edges of the whites get lightly golden and crisp, but don't overcook the yolks. When the whites are fully set and the yolks are still soft, your eggs are ready for seasoning. Sprinkle a pinch of salt and freshly cracked black pepper over the eggs for flavor. Carefully slide a spatula under each egg, making sure not to break the yolk, and lift them from the pan. Transfer the eggs gently to your serving plate. Enjoy perfectly cooked sunny side up eggs with golden edges and runny yolks. Start by choosing a good quality bread. Sourdough, whole grain, or classic white all work well. Slice the bread into even pieces about 1/2 inch thick for the perfect toast. Place the slices in a toaster or on a hot pan. Toast until golden brown and crisp on the outside. For extra flavor, let the toast cool just slightly, then spread butter generously while it's still warm so it melts in. Serve immediately for the best crunch. Tip: use day-old bread for even crispier toast. Your toast is ready to enjoy, golden, crisp, and perfectly buttery. Start with a clean, large plate placed on your work surface. This will be your canvas for the perfect English breakfast. Lay the crispy bacon strips neatly along one side of the plate, slightly overlapping for a tidy look. Place the golden sausages right next to the bacon, arranging them in a row for balance and color contrast. Add the sautéed mushrooms to a corner of the plate, letting them fan out for a rustic touch. Arrange the caramelized tomato halves beside the mushrooms, cut side up to show off their vibrant color. Spoon the warm baked beans into an open space, making sure they don't run into the other items. Gently place the sunny side up eggs in the center, keeping the yolks intact and glossy for maximum appeal. Add the buttered toast to the side, slightly angled or stacked for a welcoming, hearty look. Step back and check that all the breakfast components are visible and arranged with care. Present the plate with a medium shot, letting the colors and textures of each item stand out. For extra appeal, highlight the contrast between the golden eggs, crispy bacon, and toasted bread. Slowly zoom in to focus on the perfectly plated English breakfast, capturing every delicious detail. Notice the gentle steam rising from the hot food, signaling freshness and warmth. Show the full plate from above, ready to be served and enjoyed at the table. Add a sprinkle of fresh herbs like parsley for a pop of color and a finishing touch. Give a final dramatic zoom on the plate, emphasizing the inviting arrangement and vibrant colors. Serve immediately while everything is hot, and enjoy your beautifully plated English breakfast. What a journey! From sizzling bacon to golden eggs, you've just created a classic English breakfast. Take a moment to admire your delicious work. Every step brought you closer to this beautiful plate. Crispy toast, savory sausages, beans, mushrooms, and tomatoes, all perfectly cooked. Congratulations! Enjoy your meal, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more tasty recipes. See you next time.